definitely a problem. Uh, Blizzard has a great game. Everybody knows SC2 is going to be huge. I mean, it was huge in the beta. It's going to be huge afterwards. But the amount of work Blizzard puts into it will determine how big it is and how many people, because people get upset about this kind of stuff. They see that and they're like, you know what? F you, Blizzard. I'm not buying your game because this is total crap and whatever else. Uh, it it really depends on how long it takes. I think they're going to do it eventually anyways, but as we've seen in the past, as far as they wanted to add real names to the Battle.net forums or whatever, people cried about chat channels. If the community does, pull together and everybody does complain, they do listen. Yeah. We've seen it in the past. So, I mean, it's really up to the community to voice their opinions and get it to Blizzard.
It seems like they actually do listen, and with all the attention that was brought to it regarding the real name requirement in the Battle.net forums. And I can see their point, absolutely. But it's more of the fact there's a certain culture that is very much against it. And they did listen to it, even if it makes their job harder. There are a lot more trolls on the forums if you can hide behind a handle rather than your real name. And if you want a good forum, you don't want the trolls. But so now they still chosen to leave things as they are and take a beating from said trolls, but still that shows that they do care about having a good relation to their prospective consumers and fans. And yeah, as I've said many times before, it's best to give Blizzard the benefit of a doubt, because they certainly have pulled through for us in the past. Yeah, we'll just have to see how that is resolved. But regards to lag, because that is always an issue when you play across continents regardless. How have you felt playing in many tournaments in Europe, Asia, etc.? There's this service called Battle Ping, I know, that's supposed to help. Currently, as it stands right now, how is it? How does it feel to play across the continent?
Well, I haven't played anything in Asia, but my EU connection, or whatever you want to call it, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's noticeable, but I don't feel like I would lose games because of it. So it's not really that big of a deal. Most of the European players I talk to feel the same way about North America. There seems to be an issue between EU and Asia, though. I've talked to some Asian players that went to play in EU tournaments, and they say it's pretty noticeable and it's not the best. And I've talked to EU players who've gone to Asia, and they said the same thing. But as far as in NA to EU, I have nothing to really complain about. I don't know if it's still going to be this way when the game actually releases. I hope it won't be that big of an issue. But Blizzard hopefully will add LAN capability anyways.
Yes, it seems like they'll be working out some sort of hybrid solution. They do want to sell games and avoid them being pirate copied, and they deserve the benefit of our doubt. There's been so much flaming back and forth. I don't know, it's more than a year ago since they announced the no LAN thing, but I still think that some sort of network capability will be included, if not at release, then shortly after, because public demand really wants it, and they do listen to that, I would say.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, yeah, they've listened so far, so hopefully they do continue to.
Yeah, I just like to take the opportunity when I can to not join the flame war as such, because I think many people do that already, and I don't think it's necessarily warranted all the time. However, we'll hope the lag across continents will be improved. That's always an issue, not always inside Blizzard's control. But I also like to ask you about the big party that's going down in California in a couple of weeks. On the 26th, the Day 9 hosted enormous release party that is a nerd mecca of never-before-seen proportions. You're not quite as far away from it as I am, but still it's a bit of a stretch to go there. Will you be journeying to Claremont to join the party?
No, I wish I could. It is really going to be a great event. I mean, I think it's going to be the highlight of the beta, basically, and it's sad that I can't make it there.
Yes, you, me, and 2 million other nerds feel the same. but I'm sure we'll be able to follow it on Ustream and almost smell the pizza. That's going to be fun. What are you looking forward to the most within the beta, within Phase 2, in terms of actually participating? Are there any big tournaments coming up, or anything that you should that you want to make us aware of?
The biggest event, obviously, is part of the event you just spoke of, where Day 9 hosts King of the Beta of 8 players. I can't obviously say results or anything, but you know, it's a really great event, and everybody should make sure to watch. So that's the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, I guess.
That is going to be quite epic. Do you know if that is in association with Major League Gaming? I know they've done King of the Beta before. Or maybe I'm on crack. I don't know.
I don't believe. I know Day 9 does have some ties to MLG, but I don't think this particular event is tied to MLG in any way. Although MLG is doing a lot of show matches. I know they haven't released any of them yet, but I know they've got like 6 or 7 show matches kind of stored up, getting ready to be released. So I'd definitely look out for MLG doing some kind of, you know, release on something, or I don't know, some announcement.
Yes, viewers out there, if you haven't subscribed to the MLG channel, you definitely should. It's in the info description of this video, and they have one of those fancy YouTube accounts where you don't have to cut up your videos into 10-minute chunks, so it gives a lot better viewer experience. I'm not bitter, no, I'm not at all. Working on that one. Well, that is going to be a treat, even for the many of us who cannot participate or be there physically. We can always watch it on the interwebs. It's great to be a nerd these days. And I'd like to thank you, the Incredible HuK, or HuK-Norris, for doing this interview. Are there any other things you'd like to pitch or mention?
No, well, thank you, all my supporters and fans, and I will continue, as always, to play my best and, you know, bring the victories home. And thank you for doing this interview, of course.
My pleasure. Is there possible at all for your fans, or in the future after release perhaps, to get your replays or any particular HuK intensive content anywhere in particular? Will you make that available?
Not as of right now. There's nothing that I have really going on as far as that. I mean, I have some prospects, I guess you could say, but I'll probably release replay packs from time to time so people could watch them and, you know, keep up to date what I'm doing, I guess.
Maybe via your new team, things will be made available as well. Was it millennium.org?
Yes, millennium.org is the website of my team. You can go there, check out. I got like videos and stuff, interviews, you know, all that good stuff.
Sweet. There you have it, viewers. The HuK-tasticness is over at millennium.org. Thanks again, HuK, for doing this interview. I wish you the best of luck. Keep using those phoenixes. It's an inspiration.
Thank you.
Alright, until next time, GG and out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed that and that you all got hooked on it, so to speak. Sorry, I just had to. He's an interesting player, HuK, I find. I watched plenty of his games, and very recently he was, of course, featured on the Day 9 Daily 151. Link is in the description. You should all watch it. For his Surgical Phoenix play, where he also managed to maintain a good economy and build an advantage. Later managed for him to procure the win, and that's of course the secret, as Day 9 tells it. So do check that out, and do keep a lookout for HuK. He's gonna make IO proud in StarCraft 2, and if you prefer phoenixes to Thors and Nidus worms, you just might want to emulate him. Check out millennium.org as well for more updates. Next up, I wish I could tell you exactly with whom and when it would be, but as I said before, scheduling is the toughest issue when doing these broadcasts and interviews. It will be up shortly. It will more than likely be with a player. And he will have a lot of things to tell, possibly about Terran or not, we'll see. And of course, Tasteless will appear sooner rather than later. Other than that, I live on your questions and feedback. I want to know what you think of the format, indeed the sound, what I can do better, what I can do differently. I think there will be lots of interesting coverage of the modding and map making scene coming out of Polygonrevue, as well as complementary content regarding the scene, its history, and perhaps even strategy of a different kind. Let me know what you think, your thoughts, ideas, whatever you fancy. Until next time, thanks to the sponsors, Split Reason and the Snowball. Stay classy and do play that beta like there was no tomorrow, because that's almost the case actually. Take it easy folks. GG and out.